Now I bought my cross plane R1. It's a 2009. I bought it brand new, and over the years I've got almost 40,000 miles on it now, and it has just been a hoot to ride. Of all the bikes in my collection, when I get on this bike, I better have that extra cup of coffee. Why? Because the bike has no traction control. And believe me, it's like wrestling an alligator in your underwear. There's times, and I know Yamaha figured this out a while back, that this is the last year they made the R1 without the safety features, without ABS and traction control and everything. But this bike is one very exciting bike to ride. Let's ride. Before I ever get to the area where I enjoy riding, I have to go through some of these populated areas. And there's always, well, there are some law enforcement here that can be annoying. But I have to go out Route 80. That's really annoying. There's radar on that every day. But getting out to the riding area, it's about 30 miles from my house. And once I get out there, it is the next best thing to having a free track day. And there's minimum traffic, and this bike just loves going in that area. I made an exhaust system for the bike 4 or 5 years ago, and it was just a little bit too loud for riding in these populated areas, but I put the stock exhaust back on, and I still like the sound of the stock exhaust too. There's a lot of things about this bike that draw you in. Of course, the cross-plane engine. A very unique sound, very different than my FZR 1000, for instance, or any of the sport bikes that are even firing engines. Everything about this bike is just a little unique, and it's, aside from not having any safety features, it gets your full undivided attention every time you hold that throttle open. And I love the sound of it as you back off the gas at any speed in any gear. It's got a unique sound, and that sound really from the cockpit of the bike is even better than what comes out on the video. over the 16 years that I've owned a bike, I have been meticulous about making it my own bike. I've made some carbon fiber parts for it that are unique. The tail section, for one, I have two of them, and made the exhaust system, of course. The covers that go over the muffler are my carbon fiber parts, not the Yamaha ones that are flat carbon. Now, painting the wheels was an enormous job that I did over one winter, and I mixed my own paint with 4:1 urethane. Every part of this bike I have been meticulous about trying to make it my own. The radar detector, the mounts for the radar detector. There's when you look at it close, there's just a lot of little details. The mirrors that you can see out of. I know the stock mirrors that came with the bike. The stock bars were a little bit uncomfortable for me. And think of it, I'm 80 years old. I don't know how many people 80 years old are riding R1s. I don't know. Maybe there's more than I think there are. Now, in just under 40,000 miles, the only thing I've had to replace that's been a problem is, and it was about 5 or 6 years into owning it, the starter motor went bad, and I made a separate set of videos. It's quite a job to replace the starter on this. And other people, if you really ever have to replace it, some people have sent me comments that there's a better way to do it. Well, I did it the way the factory manual showed it. It was time consuming, to say the least. But painting the parts, and Dennis mixed me up the exact color blue to do the parts that I made that are custom. Some of the parts that were flat black, like the inner cowl parts, I made them shiny. I painted the chain guard. It has a rear sprocket. The carbon fiber part is super high gloss. There's just a lot of little details, and every time you look at it, you look close, you look here, you look there, and all of a sudden there's something you didn't see the first time. And I consider this bike to be one of my really pride and joys. And no matter where I ride this bike, it just seems like it likes the back roads the best. I know. And it's happy out on the main highway, and yeah, it's fun. You get it up to speed X and get it up to speed XXXX. But on Route 80, you're risking your life over there with the cops. So I love these back roads, and I have just fallen in love with this riding area. All of the bikes in my collection are set up to ride on these roads. I try to keep the sound to where it's human, so I don't announce my presence too often. I try to ride almost every day. In fact, I probably get to ride way more than the average person, but because I'm retired. And the days that I'm not riding, I'm working on bikes. And my friends are all working on bikes, and we're exchanging things and going on little group rides for bagels and stuff. But the basic thing is, on a day I know I'm going to ride the R1, have that extra cup of coffee, because the bike truly can scare the bejesus out of you. It really can. And people that have never ridden a real super bike and gone through the gears to full speed, you're missing something cool. at 16 years of ownership, I look back at this bike. It was probably one of the better investments I've made in my life. When I bought it, I had no idea how much I was going to enjoy it. I've evil twinned it out. It's been a Ferrari bike for a while. It's had several different seats, a different windshield. The headlight covers I made from scratch, very unique part. Every part of it, the wheels, painting them, getting the bike to just be, well, that it's my bike, and that radar detector. You couldn't ride this area very long without a radar detector and expect to not be in jail in handcuffs. But that's the fun of having an R1. And if you ride it like a Goldwing, it's just not as much fun as riding it like a cross-plane R1. And like all days out on the R1, this one seemed to go a lot faster than it should. Time flies, well, when you're having fun, when you're cross-planing on the back roads. It's time to get back to the house. We have a lot of other things going on, and this was a very, very nice day. So I hope you did enjoy sharing this day out on the cross-plane and listening to some of that cross-plane music. I just listen to it all the time. It is really a lot better in real life than it is on the video. I wish I had better control of the sound, but you can see where the camera is mounted in the back, and sometimes the sound gets a little bit distorted. But anyway, this is just a way of me sharing a day out on the open road with you. Maybe you're stuck in an office, stuck doing something else, mowing your grass or whatever, and when you retire and get to be 80 years old, let's really hope you still have a cross-plane in your collection and you can get out on the open road and burn up the tires. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click, and it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.